When I first joined Scratch back in 2013, it was great. The day I found out about Scratch, I spent a while making my first project, Space Bounce. I had planned to make Space Bounce a game, but I had no knowledge of Scratch then, so the best I could make was an enemy spaceship that bounced off walls while you controlled another ship with your mouse. When I had decided that I liked my project enough to share it, I made a Scratch account with the name, you guessed it, Lion Scratch. I then turned toward the Scratch website, which was still in its 1.4 stage. I quickly decided that I liked playing other people's games better. After doing that for about a month, my 8-year-old attention span needed a break, a long one. A while later I realized I still had my Scratch account and I wanted to use it again. But to my dismay, Scratch was updating to 2.0 and I would have to wait to use it. And then 2.0 arrived. It was improved, fresh, sleek, and featured an in-browser Scratch editor. In case you didn't know, the 1.4 editor was downloaded on your computer and was offline only. The 2.0 update also brought in cloud data. With all these great new features, I too wanted to be part of the Scratch programming community and the community in general. Then, the community was great, mostly because the average Scratcher was older than the average Scratcher nowadays. Comments were somewhat well constructed, and you didn't have to struggle to read a little kid's badly misspelled comment asking for a free follower logo. Also, fame wasn't much of a focus then. Sure, people cared about how many followers they had, but no one fake quit Scratch or pretended they were going through rough times just to draw attention to themselves. The moderation decisions were understandable, unlike now. I almost want to compare Scratch to a censorship in its current state. But then, it all changed for the worse when Scratch started being used for education. You may be wondering why it's so bad that Scratch started marketing itself to educators. I'll tell you why. Scratch had to beef up its moderation to prove schools that they were a safe program to use. This affects people like me. I've been banned twice and I have over 30 alerts. They were all over something small, and I think if anybody looked at the alert, they would deem my ban unfair. After Scratch had proven themselves to schools that they were a worthy education tool, schools started letting their students use it. This brought in a lot of users. With a bigger age range, you now have elementary schools letting their first graders use Scratch, and you now have high schools letting their students use Scratch. The demographic of kids using Scratch started getting bigger and bigger. Now you have unmotivated kids on Scratch that are being forced to use it by their school, so they start messing around. Some kids treat it as a version of Instagram, posting selfies of themselves. Others post explicit material. Some repost music. None of this is creative. It takes away from the whole meaning of Scratch. Scratch is turning for the worse, but I hope they will put it back the way it used to be. When you read my lips, I know you feel my cold, but I promise you my heart is made of gold. I don't wanna waste my time if I can't make you decide. You're only on my mind when I need you. And I don't even know about what you do when the sun goes down. 'Cause I don't gotta know about nothing. 'Cause I don't gotta know. 'Cause I don't gotta know. 'Cause I don't gotta know. And if the stars collide, we'll see